Hey folks, Chris Small Designs here. This is part 1 of the HK 1/32nd scale Avro Lancaster build. So if you haven't checked out the pre-build video for this model kit, I suggest you go back, check out that video, and then come back and watch this, and then you're all caught up as to the direction where we're going with this model. So I have really researched as much as I could as far as building this model goes, especially with Nigel's modeling bench, and God bless him for starting this kit and figuring out a lot of this model's quirks, I guess you can say, and there's a lot of them, and I'm going to do my best to avoid a lot of the problems that has plagued this kit. And I know he's tweaked the cockpit a lot, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to go that far with it, especially with this model kit having the problems that it has, because I just don't want to add to the list of problems, right? So we'll see how far I go with that, but I know he was converting his into a dam buster, but I do have the dam buster kit on its way, so I'm just going to keep this as to the bomber, right? Especially because we are doing my uncle's plane, so we'll talk about the dam buster kit on another day. So anyway, I have followed in his footsteps as far as some of the parts go, as you can see with this right here. Obviously I've compared these parts to my Tamiya kit parts, but this is an option, right? Because this was cast in a solid piece. I was debating whether I should do it or not because I wasn't too sure if it was gonna affect the structure, and it doesn't. But for accuracy sakes, why not, right? It takes a lot of time to get these out, because this is just solid plastic in here. So I just slowly cut it out, and again, if you're having the wheels, down and you're looking up and in, you might see that. So I seen that Nigel did it, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And just take your time with it because you don't want to break these off. So why not? So I did that. Another thing I did was right here. This is totally optional, but with my uncle's Lancaster, as you can see, there's no window there. And that's maybe something HK should have done, was with their models, is they should have actually left this window as optional. Do you know what I mean? They should have had this as, casted over, and then left it as something you could cut later if you wanted to, if you know what I mean. That should have been maybe an option. Had it indented, and then if you wanted to, cut it out. So anyway, what I did is I installed the window and then put putty over top of it, and then sanded it down such so it's nice and smooth. So when this accepts paint and such, it should be just part of the plane, as you can see. This one didn't require as much putty. This one actually sat in there nice and flush. As you can see, there is a bit of putty around there just to fill in the the seam line right there, but it's nice and smooth to the touch. So again, once this accepts paint and whatnot, it should be just basically invisible to the eye. So that's something that maybe HK should have considered when constructing this kit, as some lengths did not have that window there. But again, whichever, right? Another thing that I learned from Nigel was to install this piece here. A lot of part ones with my videos is mostly just like housekeeping type things, getting the parts ready, things like that. But was basically to install this piece here prior to doing any wing work. I found that I had a lot of flash and stuff right in here, so cleaning that up. Right around here, this is a lot of sanding and smoothing. But the wings do come as one nice piece. Another thing I'm going to have to figure out is for the landing lights right here. So I'm going to have to puncture some holes. Other things I've done was for the tires. As you can see, I got it nicely smooth and polished. So that took a good day to do both the tires. You can see the line, but I can tell you it's nice and smooth. So once this accepts primer and paint, you're not even going to see that line. One thing I did notice though, when the tires are standing up, they kind of lean. So once I get them on their landing gear, we're going to have to see if it's going to require a lot of sanding on the bottom to get them standing straight, because it looks almost like they kind of lean one way or the other. So we'll have to figure that out at another time. So again, I'll show you the other one here, but I put a lot of glue when I put the two pieces together. I made sure there was a lot of glue on the inside, so when I pushed them together, a lot of glue came out the seam line, and then I sanded it away. But yeah, that came out nice. And then I worked on the chair there. So what I'll do is I'll just add my own parts to the chair. As you can see right here, I drilled out those holes just to make the chair look a little more real. And then I'll just add parts as needed to make the chair look a little more accurate. I'm just waiting on some books. I do have that book right there, but it actually doesn't even show the chair. It shows like an illustration of the chair, but doesn't really show the chair. So I have a few more books coming and whatnot. So that's as far as we've really gotten with this build so far. Just basically a lot of little things here and there I want to do before I really get into the build. But yeah, so just, you know, that kind of thing, you know, getting that window erased, because again, my uncle's plane does not have that. And I've been in talks with Kit's World for making the decals, and they are on the way, so I'll do a special on that. And yeah, and when we build the chair, I'm going to have one of these armrests up, especially on this side, right? I'll have it up. And I got a few other neat little things on the way for making a diorama for this plane. So there we go. It's just a quick little video on just where we're at with this one. And so yeah, so just take your time with this, and we'll go from there, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll go from there.